All right. So, economic hardship of 1830. Remember when we were studying French Revolution, causes of French Revolution, there was an economic cause. The hardship of 1830 is similar to it. As I said, when you are learning history, use your common sense. It's all similar. You need to understand what happened there. Then, and if you get the triggering words, you can remember. It is almost the same. What happened in France in 1790s is exactly what happened in Europe 1830. In the beginning of 19th century, population in entire Europe had increased multiple fold. So the increase in population always comes up with some other difficulties because the production of food grains will be based on the existing population, existing demand. Also, the employment will be based on the current population. What happened when the population increased multiple fold in Europe was that there were more job seekers than employment. There were 100 people for one job. So people were struggling to get a job. That was a direct result of increase in population as well as slow economic development because the job opportunities were not increasing as fast as the population. So it resulted in more job seekers than employment. Remember, I'm underlining the keywords or key phrases so that it will help you further. So the first point was increase in population, and second point is more job seekers than employment. There were not enough employment for all the people. When there is not enough job in your city, in your village, what are you going to do? You will run to the cities. In beginning of 20th century, the same thing happened in India. In villages, there was not enough jobs, so people start to rush to Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, Calcutta for job. Right? It was the thing which was happening in Europe in 1830s. There were not enough jobs. There was too much population. Population increased. There were too many people. Not enough jobs. So rural people start to migrate to urban areas for job. So when you reach urban areas, there is not enough places to live. So what happens? There will be slums. So the third point is rural population migrated to urban areas for job and overcrowded the slums. So 3 points we said: increase in population, more job seekers than employment, rural population migrated to urban areas for jobs, right? And fourth point is there was stiff competition coming in for small scale producers. Why? Because England at that time was already industrialized, or industrialization was in its peak. So they were producing everything through factories, use of machineries. And Europe was still in the beginning stages of industrialization. So major part of production in Europe was manual, and in England it was mechanized. Machines were producing. So when machines are producing things, it is faster, it's cheaper, volume is high. When it is manual, it is costlier and it is slow and the quantity is less. So when imports were coming in from England to Europe, the producers of Europe were struggling to compete with the industrial production from England in quality, in volume, and in price. So there was a stiff competition for producers in Europe during that time. Fifth point, there were still in some parts the aristocracy in power. Stiff competition we have seen. Aristocracy was in power in some places, and the peasants or farmers struggled with the feudal dues because They were cultivating in the land of aristocrats and they had to pay the feudal dues to them. And it made their lives difficult. That is the fifth point. So, 5 points once again: increase in population, more job seekers, migration for job, stiff competition from imports, and feudal dues. Peasants struggle with the feudal dues. The last, sixth point is increase in demand. The basic economic policies. Increase in demand will increase the price. If I have 10 pieces and 100 people wants it, automatically the price of the product will go up. It was also a direct result of increase in population. Of course, the secondary thing is that the food grains, the production, the volume of food grains didn't increase. So the sixth point of economic hardship of 1830 is the increase in price of food. Now, everything is set. This is the perfect piece. I mean, this was the last piece of the puzzle which fell in. Now the ground is ready for a revolt. Remember, when this hardship is there, people were struggling and they were revolting. They were making strikes and revolting against the empire, but it was not a unified one. They were protesting. And when everything fell in place, this made the ground perfect for the revolutions happen in Europe after this. That's what we are going to study.